So today I want to talk about day 2 or session number 2 of the Brent Venables elite camps and tell you guys what really stuck out to me because I think this was better than the first day, which I kind of looked at a couple people on the first day and said, this one doesn't as impress me as much as last year. But you saw the stars show up in session 2. And you saw why these camps are absolutely valuable to this staff, to Oklahoma, and even the recruits. Because for the staff, you're getting these elite prospects on campus, sometimes 2 or 3 years in a row. They get to become familiar with the coordinators. They get to be familiar with the coaches, the campus, but then the coaches get to become familiar with the recruit. So when you get to that recruiting cycle, there is probably a solid established relationship there. Additionally, one of the things that I noticed that I didn't notice last year about the Brent Venables camps is they give the players so many things to work on and take to the teams that they're a part of at high school to be leaders in their high school and to try and improve themselves so that when the recruiting cycle comes up, not only has this player potentially invested and improved their stock as a recruit, but they've improved their value to Oklahoma as a recruit because they've shown that they can put in the work by themselves and potentially create other great recruits for Oklahoma or other schools to be able to go after as well. So I did notice that, and it was interesting because Brent Venables had retweeted a tweet on Twitter, specifically a guy that had posted a video about recruits and what they should say when a coach invites them to come to camp. And it wasn't a, hey, like, why haven't I been offered yet? Why are you inviting me to this camp? It should be a, no, coach, 100% glad you invited me. I will be there. They want to see the recruits that are go-getters. They want to see these recruits that show up and are willing to compete, even if there's probably not a good chance of you getting an offer. Because session 2, guys, which you can see the full list below, there were a lot of recruits there that aren't going to get offers from Oklahoma. Now, there's some that didn't get offers that will get offers, but on the whole, a lot of these kids won't get offers. But the value of coming to these camps and learning, that is why these camps matter. And that's why this trend for Oklahoma, it's really not going anywhere. Now, there was a specific recruit that was on campus that I wanted to talk about because I thought he had one of the best days of a lot of the campers that were there, maybe even the best camp out of like the 2 sessions with the high schoolers. And that's going to be Joshua Williams. And that name might ring a bell to you because it's Dominic Williams' little brother. Now, he is a 2027 guy. He does play middle linebacker right now, but when I got to talk to him after the session was done, he said, hey, like, I want to move to defensive end, which is where you see they have him working out here at the one-on-ones. And by the way, good job by their handler, Coach, is it Lander? He put this together, this highlight reel. He did a phenomenal job there. So that's kind of where I got this. I have a bunch of footage. I just have not had a chance to go through and compile everything. I've been really busy, but yeah, Coach Cordell Lander put this together. But one of the things I want you guys to notice when you watch this film of Dominic Williams' little brother is he's got a really quick first step. And although he's 6 foot, 200 pounds, or at least that's what he has listed in his Twitter profile, and he's going up against some offensive line that are massive. I mean, offensive linemen are 6'5", 6'6", 6'7". He is really causing them problems. And, I think for a guy of his specialty where he's got 3 years to develop as a recruit, like, this could be a guy that when we get to the 2027 cycle, we're talking a high 4-star, top 150 player in the country. Obviously, I think to play edge at the college level, he's probably gonna have to put on between 30 to 40 pounds if he really is just 200. But if he can keep that elite speed and that first step that he has, Joshua Williams is going to become a recruit just like his brother in the transfer portal that he's going to be wanted, except not in the transfer portal, but on the recruiting trail. We did see, you can see Dominic Williams there multiple times. His mom was there. So this was just a fun kid to watch. But there was another kid that I got to see and then I talked to after the camp, and that was Montre Jackson. He really stuck out to me in the one-on-ones outside, and he's a 2027 kid. I think he's a 2027 kid, DB, 731. You guys will see that number in the description. When I actually go to post film, I'll break it up into these players, and then I'll just make individual videos, and you'll be able to see them by their numbers. But Montre Jackson, we got a chance to follow up with him and just kind of be like, okay, so like, what does the early relationship with Jay Valette look like? Because that was really intriguing to me to find out how the staffs are building these relationships with these kids, especially when it's that far out. And he told me like it's been great because he's been to Oklahoma a couple times. He really liked the camp. He said it was a lot of good work. He got a lot of great coaching points from Valette. He was going to be out at Baylor. He wasn't sure if he was going to get back on campus yet, but I would imagine he's going to be back on campus again because he's already been up here like 2 or 3 times this year. So Montre Jackson was one of the guys that really stuck out to me that I thought, hey, like that's a potential future prospect that I think Oklahoma is going to heavily pursue. But you saw, I mean, again, all the stars were out. You saw Kevin Sperry, Elijah Thomas, Trystan Haynes. Those are 3 of your current 2025 commits. You had 3-star running back Drayton Knoll out there. You had 4-star kicker Zachary Hays, 4-star safety Jordan Deck. Some of these kids are in 2026, by the way. 3-star offensive lineman Gene Riordan, 3-star defensive end Hunter Higgins, which I'm sure you guys have heard numerous good things about from other people. So we're not really going to touch on that one too much, but you guys know he's impressive. And then Tufanua, Umu-Cais, I think I said that right. Again, you can see the name down below. Really hard to pronounce. Jerald Mays, but Joesph Terry, the defensive lineman. This was another guy that in the one-on-ones I thought performed really well against really decent-sized or offensive linemen. I think he's a prospect that when you get to the 2026 cycle, he could be somebody that Oklahoma pursues at a high level and potentially ends up in this class. So, guys, there's probably, I'm scrolling down the list, 75 players. I mean, there you saw highlights of Cooper Witten was on campus. That is, yes, Jason Witten's son. You have Zane Rowe was on campus. That's the 2027 defensive end commit for Oklahoma. He had a lot of really good reps and a lot of one-on-one time with Brent Venables and Miguel Chavis as well. So, yeah, guys, these camps matter. And that's really what I want to get the point across. It allows the staff to be able to make sure that these offers they're giving to these kids are committable, because I mean, I don't know if you guys know that the staff will throw out an offer to some of these kids based on their tape and film, but they still want the kid to come camp with Oklahoma. Like they want to see the kid in person. And so a lot of these offers, they have to come camp for them to be committable. And so like it's big for the recruit because you're getting in front of the coaches. Again, the coaches give you things to work on, but it gives the coaches an opportunity to really feel like, okay, who's going to fit our program and what we want to do. So that's going to be it for day 2, session 2, but we're going to be out for session 3, and it's going to be headlined by Jaden O'Neal, the 4-star quarterback. But we'll be talking about that one here on Thursday. But if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys join the discussion. Jump down in the comments below. Give me your guys' thoughts on the Brent Venables elite camps and if you think they actually matter.